My name is Joe Herbert. I'm from here, just south of Austin, in a place called Buda, little train town. This is my multi-level 9-volt train kit. You see I'm running all old school 9-volt on it. My idea was when I was a kid and I started with HO trains, my dad gave me a piece of plywood to put it on, and that's all I had. And I wanted to elevate it, and I didn't have money for parts or buildings or anything, so I used my Lego to elevate it. So then when it came time to start building this, I decided, well, what could I do on a piece of plywood? So this is a 4x8 piece of plywood. I quickly found out you can get one loop in. And so the next idea was, well, let's get it higher and higher and higher. So every year we add another layer. There's going to be another layer still on top. And this is a brick-built monorail on the very top that does run. Got to get the controller over here. I didn't like having the controllers out here, so I made this table to where all my controllers are in here now.
Perfect.
And those are all the 9-volt, and this is for this. And this is the first time I ever did brick bending, right there.
How does that work exactly with the train running on it?
It works real well. So far, so good. This guy's a battery hog. He takes about 20 minutes to go through a set of batteries. So he doesn't run for the whole show, but everything else does. And just now, of course, it stops. Oh, it's derailed.
Yes. Never a good thing with the trains.
Yeah. So this is all my own creation. Everything you see on this kit is mine, except for this little red engine here. And this little red engine is my first train engine from 1994. And it runs each show, every show. Let's see if she'll go now. There we go. And that's the original motor too, so every show. It's all 9-volt. I go through a lot of 9-volt motors. I've gone through 3 today, and they are becoming much, much more hard to get on eBay. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but I'm going to stick with the 9-volt. I really like the 9-volt.
For people who are maybe newer to the community or aren't as familiar with kind of the Lego train history, talk a little bit more about kind of the 9-volt system and what era that was from, before we got to where we are today.
Yeah, it was in the early to late 80s, and it went on through the late 90s. I think it was probably a decision on Lego's part. It's just a lot harder to manufacture that the metal on the rail. And so this is all compatible. It's the same rail as everybody else uses, but the other ones just aren't powered, so you have to bring the batteries on board, the new power function era. Okay. But again, since I started with old Lionel trains, and they had these kind of controllers. I really wanted to keep with that feel.
And then what are the other trains you've got running here?
I'm a huge fan of Octan. I love Octan, so this is my Octan fuel car. This is my spooky train. Usually only comes out for Halloween. It runs on bones. You can see the engine there. But I burnt out its engine, and its engine is in its tender. And so this is my buddy's engine right here that's helping pushing it around. But it overheated as well, so yeah.
Let's just say there's a lot of wear and tear on the parts.
There's no doubt about it. If you're going to do old school 9-volt, you got to prepare for a lot of technical difficulties.
And then how did you decide kind of the layout of the track here and the different layers?
Well, the layout of the track, again, is what I could get on the piece of plywood, and that's what you see this inner, because this goes onto the inner track as well, just like this one's going on the inner track. And so basically I did everything I could on a 4x8 piece of plywood, and then more or less mirrored it as I went up.
Do you have plans to expand on this idea, like more layers or larger display, anything like that?
Absolutely. I used to have a crossing track right in the middle, so a figure 8. But I could only accomplish that with the flexi track pieces, and those aren't 9-volt. So that came out for this show, but I have figured out how to do that now with pure 9-volt. That'll be the next layer, and the monorail will keep on being pushed up.
So like the regular train versus the monorail, which one tends to run more reliably for you?
The train, for sure. Yeah, the monorail is full of technical issues. As you can see, it's already stopped. Everybody wonders if it's a static model or not, and for the most part, yes, it is. but occasionally,
More display than running.
but occasionally it works.
I like it. Well, it's a really unique idea with the layers of trains and everything here. So I think this is a really cool idea, and hopefully you can bring it to more shows in the future.
Absolutely. It seems to be a crowd pleaser, so I'm going to continue to. Absolutely. And not only did I want to do it old school, but I also wanted to show what you could accomplish without special colors or special bricks. All these you can see are standard bricks and standard colors. So you don't have to go out to Bricklink and get all the special pieces. It's all up to your imagination, which is the core idea of Lego, of course.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for taking us through the layout here. I hope it continues to run well for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.